Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing another Fortnite Lego video, but this one is the Tropical Treasures Lego Pass, which I know is not available. I'm a bit delayed on releasing this video, and also the hurricane kind of put me behind. But moving on, I'm going to actually show you how I was able to get some challenges done and basically complete the pass for 3 different Fortnite accounts. Okay, so dailies, Sandbox, and survival. Yeah, they're kind of annoying because they're on repeat, but trust me, they're a big help. And especially when you're doing it for 3 accounts, you definitely want to take advantage. So to place whatever, no matter location or not, it's pretty self-explanatory. However, to interact with a village in a certain location, I just went to that location, like, you know, the drylands, the frostlands, and I found pre-built structures, even though they might have been a bit ruined, and I just placed my village square there. And if I had to add things, I did, just to increase the village level, and that's how I was able to quickly interact with villages. A trick for interacting with a village that was already established would be to just destroy the village totem and then replace it again, and that would quickly complete the quest. Part of the weekly challenges were to build 4 golden pirate pieces. It didn't really matter what they were, but I just tried to choose something small because my plan was to basically build the 4 pieces, destroy them, put the materials into a treasure chest that I'm holding in my jungle village, and then have Ezio's account and Nick's account visit my survival island. Since I shared keys with both of their accounts, and that way, of course, I was the one doing the challenges anyway, so I know where to go, I know where to look, and that's how I basically completed the challenge pretty easily for the 3 accounts. Also, yes, I am well aware that this is a survival island, and I'm really happy that I was able to change to a fly mode versus having to start over again just to like add that feature. I love Lego and I want to relax, and I just feel like flying, 1, helps me travel faster, and 2, I can kind of avoid some of the enemies here, so I'm not like bombarded and getting attacked from like 3 different directions. So that's basically why in this video you will see me flying in a survival island. Also, this just kind of adds to why flying in a survival island can be somewhat necessary. So in this area of the map, these particular trees, they're actually indestructible. And a supply drop I've seen more than once come down on these trees. So I can't destroy the trees to collect any materials from them, and my only option would be to just literally build up or not even get the supply drop at all. Having said that, from an artistic point of view, I actually don't want to destroy the trees at all. I really do love them. So while having 3 accounts visit my survival island, I would just slowly start marking where everything was. The 2 llama heads that we have found so far, yes, there are 2. I made main enemy markers for the tomato head, peely, and fish stick head statues. There are random golems roaming the island, which I took advantage of them and the brute I found roaming around just to collect materials and essence. The tomato head is a lot harder to beat versus peely, and I haven't even attempted the fish stick one. My method would help me quickly beat these guys since, as I said, doing it for 3 accounts and I was solo each time. I just used my lightsaber, but literally it definitely worked for the peely, and I'm sure it would have eventually worked for the tomato head, but you can literally see it's like barely making a dent, and I'm having to stop a lot just to regain my health. I also tried to hover overhead, but literally this guy eventually got me.
Oh, try again.
So I attempted a peely one for my account, and he was in an open field, so there really wasn't going to be much to collect, especially when he's just spinning around into nothing. So I wasn't going to get a whole lot of materials from this guy. But I sort of had help because, in a sense, the little banana villagers were just roaming around. Although, they weren't really going to do much, and in a sense too, I kind of even like lured him away from them. Not even on purpose, it just literally ended up working out that way. But again, I used my lightsaber hovering method overhead, and he couldn't really get me. He's just literally punching nothing. So if I did happen to fall, which of course I do, it shouldn't have been much. I shouldn't have had too much more to go to actually finish him off. I'll have to see now with the newer update for Lego, but ever since the Tropical Island update, these llamas are like blind. And they're not really, but if you're far away or like a little bit of a distance away, their eyes don't spawn. You have to literally get up close in order for their eyes to spawn, and it's just kind of weird. I literally thought they meant that. Also, I've noticed like a lot of random things on the Lego Islands. Like, of course, naturally before the update, there was always like hovering like trees and rocks, but now on my jungle section, there's like a patch of grass. But definitely between like Nick's, Ezio's, and my islands, when I was searching for the actual village itself, I happened to see there's always like one big boulder rock somewhere on the beach that's floating. Another reason why I like hovering and flying in survival is because when completing the Rift Shrines, the very first one I did actually spawned wolves and I wasn't prepared. So I had to really run and like go high up or low or whatever. I can't even remember if I actually escaped them or not, to be honest. But in this case, these were just small little enemies and, you know, I was able to beat them. I think one Rift Shrine I did for one of the accounts for the challenge literally just gave a treasure chest. Like, it wasn't even trying to give any enemies. So, it's hard to say what they're going to spawn or produce, but I'm not even quite sure now what the new challenges would be. So, I don't know if Rift Shrines are going to be a part of that. But those were the Rift Shrines, and that's what happened when I completed it. So this is me just flying through the jungle and I'm trying to make it back to my actual jungle village and I happened to stumble upon another llama head. So this is how we discovered that there was a second llama head. And I say we, but the reality is it was me. And I don't know if I was on Ezio's or Nick's account when I actually discovered it. Um, when I actually originally did this for the llama heads, so when originally searching for the llama head itself, and again, I only thought there was one, I had done it on my Sandbox island. So technically, I have a Sandbox island and a Survivor island with the same seed, and I will definitely give that seed and put it in the description. So that way, anyone who wants to play on their island or create a new island, that's my seed, I will definitely be going over it, and we can basically get the challenges done together. So this is my jungle village and I use pre-built structures because not only for like the village level, but also too it's less for me to do with like materials. And these are my current villagers, which thanks to when I was on Ezio's account, Haven actually finally showed up. I was beginning to lose hope that I was actually going to come across her and find her. And what is he doing? What glitch is this? Like sometimes glitches are so funny. So this, for example, is one of the enemy locations, like this, or the tomato head, you could say. This would be like a little area here. And this one is kind of close to one of my Nana villages, but also it's like, it's behind like a mountain in a really small area of shore or beach. Another thing I noticed on the island is that obviously there's caves, but if you saw a cave and it had mostly like grass or, jungle type greenery on it, that was generally just like a cave that would basically have like your usual little enemies in it, no big deal. But if you came across a cave that looked like this, that was like super spiky, that was going to have some type of big brute in it or like one of the golems. Generally, the Golem ones are up on the like the floating islands, so that's where you would find one of those ones. But this one says enter Beast Den, and this particular one had a brute. Well, I've certainly tried, but Leia has definitely made her appearance within this video several times. Um, and I just kind of want to get this video out because it's been a bit in the making, so enjoyed Leia here and there within the video. I finished the Lego pass. Now it's time to move on to a Halloween edition. Also, I am planning on doing streaming of Lego, and I'm gonna like probably do it like late night Lego. So when Leia's asleep, I can't guarantee I'm gonna do a lot of talking because I probably want to use that stuff for clips, but I'll be live.